Now then, people. Down, dejected. Final words with two of the biggest FDL supporters in this space, me and Jack, and Lockie will be joining us a little bit later. Luke's driving back from Leeds. Andrea, he's out. He made plans. Andrea, who was like, I'm not doing final word. I can't be asked for that shit. And yeah, it's going to be a difficult one, isn't it? Where does the blame lie? Can we see light at the end of the tunnel, or is the rut setting? And are we destined for the playoffs? All this sort of chitter chatter, we will get into it, folks, and make sure you get your comments in over the next hour or so as well. Jack, you were at the game, mate. It must have been brutal coming out of Bellham Road at full time when that goal went in. And we will talk about individuals and stuff and what we need to do moving forward. But what was it like coming out of Bellham Road yesterday, dropping points so late on?
Wasn't joyful. I mean, they got booed. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but I do think that's touching on a little bit strong, man.
I thought it was harsh, yeah. I was quite surprised when I saw it, that they'd been booed. I was like, ooh.
Yeah. I'm not in on that. So I storm off and, I march off like I'm up steps and I'm like, get me out of this ground, but I'm certainly not going to boo. I just don't think it warrants it. I thought we were so poor. Let's not get away from the performance, and we have been now. And it's, like you just said, alluded to a bit of a rut setting in potentially, which I do think we've got enough time to get ourselves out of it. And I don't want to say dumb things, but it just needs sorting, doesn't it? Why are we not up for games for 45 minutes? Just have a passionate 45 minutes, and yesterday gets sorted. I think we got out of jail a couple of times with it. Well, not a couple of times, because the first goal, we should have just do 20 minutes of passionate football after that. Put Swansea to bed, even if not in terms of goals. Do you know what I mean? Just let Swansea know that they are
in a game,
riding underneath us, for the rest of the game. We're the best team in league style. That's what we should do. But we just seem to go into not even like Farke's autopilot mode where we calm everything. It just went, what happened? I just don't know what happened.
Went to shit. You're talking there about having a little bit of fight, I guess, a little bit of fight. Swansea wanted it more, and we can start with that because you sent me a message when Ampadu started and said, I'm surprised he's come straight in. I always felt he would do. It was the wrong decision, wasn't it? You've got Tanaka. I get he was flying, but, other internationals played. But I know different time zones and all that, and I reckon he thought, Swansea at home, we should have more than enough. We can afford to give Tanaka a rest. Wrong decision, especially when you consider as well, he had a fully fit Gruev, Jack, that he could have played, and then brought Ampadu on for the last 20, let's say, to get some minutes in his legs. So let's start there. Team selection, Byram in for Firpo. Didn't work. I'm okay with Byram, but obviously then brought Firpo on, and Firpo only played the one game, didn't he? And I get the flight thing as well, and it's always easy with hindsight, but the decision to play Ampadu was definitely wrong because you could tell. Well, we had no midfield in that first half, mate. None. It was non-existent. We just went from defence to attack. We weren't building up attacks. We just kept hoofing it down the right-hand side, which, to be fair, worked in the first 10 seconds, but then didn't work for the rest of it. It was piss poor. But yeah, what do you make to the decision for him? I love Ampadu, but whenever he's fit, he's got to play, and that probably needs to change. And because yesterday it was definitely the wrong decision, weren't it?
Well, but I still agree with the statement. When he's fit, he's got to play. But the key is, isn't it, when he's fit? And it wasn't, was he, yesterday? And I don't want to be that guy, but they must know that you're off it. Do you remember that tackle quite early on? He got booked, and it were like a 30, 40 yard sprint, and that's Ampadu all over. But it just felt a bit like dead in legs that, you know, when he set off to get there and he was never getting there. It were a foul. And I know he loves that side of the game, but you just knew he would never get into that. And it were like, it reeked of a bit of desperation when he goes into tackle, rather than it being like full-blooded and kind of around the ball. He were nowhere near it. He were well off it. To be honest, I know they've just tried to drag him back in, but I felt for him a bit in the sense, you know, when you just, because you don't know, do you? Until you get on pitch and you think, oh, I'm not at it. I'm yards off it yet. I need some more time in. But like you said, I don't mind the Firpo Byram one on the basis that if he's coming back, Byram's the only other option. And Byram, I thought, was decent defensively and stuff. He's okay, Byram, as we know. But there's no excuse when we've got Gruev. It's like, it's only Byram or Firpo, isn't it? He don't want to play Schmidt, so it's Byram or Firpo. But the Gruev one is just like, Gruev's been inside. So just, if you're not happy with Tanaka in terms of fitness or the flight or whatever, like you say, jet lag, which I think can get overhyped a little bit.
Yeah,
but,
of course.
But jet lag is a real thing. So what, you know, but we're playing basically a jet lagged player coming back from injury, because Ampadu looked like he had jet lag. Do you know what I mean? It's like you want at it. So you've substituted one for other, really. Whereas Gruev would have just slipped back in. There were no control in centre midfield.
It was terrible, the midfield.
And like you say, pumping ball forward, that wasn't a plan. You just Rodon had no other options. It was like there was nothing, you know, like normally we get abused for going sideways and backwards, and that's controlling the game. I was crying out for us just to get hold of the ball. To be fair to Rothwell, he tried a couple of times and he went backwards and stuff, and crowd were getting moany. I just thought, well, which do you want? Because we can pump it forward, and that is not going to work. I know, like you say, you know, we did get a goal out of that. It did work in a sense, but you can't keep relying on that. It's not Sunday League stuff, you know. You just pump it forward. And particularly, I don't want to have a go at Peru, but there's no point pumping it forward to our centre midfielders. And I actually worry. Lucky. I actually worry a little bit that teams have worked out the fact that we can't go long because we can't hold the ball up. So what happens is teams will press us much further up the pitch, knowing that we can't just clip it in to our centre forward and let him hold the ball up, because they just know it's going to bounce off them all. We've got no outlet in terms of going long. Unless it's, you know, really long over like a diag to one of our wingers. We can't go central at all with it. But yeah, no midfield. It were poor.
Yeah, it was. It was really poor. We were just talking there, Lockie, before you came on, the decision to start with Ampadu. How like how wrong it was, if you like, but then again, look, and I think that the performance was just terrible. But even when Tanaka came on, it didn't really change all that much, did it? I just thought we were poor, really.
Yeah, he's way too early back, innit? He's way too early back. He didn't even look. His legs just looked a bit off it. Do you know what I mean? When you look at someone running and you're going, you know, when they turn the agility and that side of it, it just didn't look bad, didn't he? But I think the first kind of 10 minutes, he were all right. He was up there, he was winning balls. But that was all he's got, wasn't it? I think it was about 10 minutes in his locker, 15 minutes in his locker. And then after that, got the yellow, which obviously wouldn't have helped either, especially when you're tired like he would have been. But that's, who else have we got that can bring what Ampadu brings on the field in terms of leadership and stuff like that? That's the rush to get him in there. We don't have anyone really. Or if we did, we won't rush him back. I think it's quite simple. Shouldn't have played. I think he looks weeks off it. Weeks. He's had 2 knee injuries this season. One was really long. And even then, we saw him, didn't we, when he came back, and he weren't great for the first week, first 2 games. He weren't good. And this is the same one. Now, I think I was listening when I was eating. I don't know what the word is, but it's a bit too calm. Like you were saying earlier with, it'll be fine, we can stick Ampadu in there. I think that's underestimating who we're playing every week. They're professional football. We're acting like we're playing National League teams every week. These are footballers, these lot. If you're not fully fit, they'll expose you. It's simple as that, and that's what happens. And I think it was you that said it, Jack. We don't look up for it, do we? We don't look up for it. No. First 10, we'd look really up for it. We scored, and then we nearly scored another a minute after, didn't we? Replays weren't even done, and we were in on the goal again. And I'm going, this is going to mint this. And then it just flat, wasn't it? Really flat. It's really strange, and there's a lot of reasons for that. And you could probably blame every single person that's involved in the first team, including, anyone. But it's combined. It's not good enough, is it? I think anyone can see that. They all probably know that. They all have to find a way out of it and find a solution because it's just not good enough. It's not good enough, is it?
It isn't.
Sorry, Joe, just quickly. It felt a bit desperate getting Ampadu in there as well, which I would not normally say of Farke. But it reeked a bit of desperation to me. Like, get him in there, he'll sort it. It's like Lockie just said, not against decent players. He won't. Nowhere near fully fit. You'd maybe get a 90% fit Ampadu. He's got that level above where he would still be good for 60, 70 minutes. But if he's well off, I'm not even knocking him, but he must have said, I'm ready, I want to go. But like I said a minute ago, you don't know until you get on pitch and just, like Lockie said, 10 minutes in, he's just gone. And you think that he knows he's gone, his legs have gone. And then he was surviving, really.
You said it, Jack. It's when he got beat and he's running after him and he's nowhere near it. You're going, yeah.
You just know you were nowhere near it. And that was
Ampadu
towards
get
as well.
Beat.
No, he won't.
He won't get beat, and if he did, he'd be there within seconds. He'd even foul him. He'd do all. He got left in there, and you're thinking, oh God, what's going on here? But yeah, wrong decision. And this is a player us three here all love, and we're all saying he didn't look on it because he's not sharp. You can train all you want. The match, it takes match fitness, and the fact that he was starting and had to play 55, 60 minutes is the issue. If it had come on, for 20 minutes, that's all right, isn't it? But maybe, he made that decision. Maybe it was desperation. Maybe it was he wanted that leadership. He thought we could get away with it. Maybe he has been really good at training, but it was just that intensity of the match.
I think he has been training for a good 2 weeks as well. Obviously the managers.
It's match sharp as well, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But that's the catch in it, catch 22, where you've got to get match sharp by playing. But if you play, but wrong decision. Clearly.
Wrong. Yeah, definitely wrong. Did not work. While we're looking at, obviously, we have to get stuck into this now. We're gonna have to talk about the goalkeeper. It's quite funny. We were talking. I said it on my post match. I said we were talking about them fecking ratings the other day. I wish we could go back and I would have given him a minus. Because, oh my God, the first one. I mean, to think he saved a penalty and he never saves a penalty either. And the first one is insane because I think it's Harry Darling that puts it in the back of the net. But when he goes up for the ball, no one's near him. There's no one up there competing with him. No Leeds player. It's an easy catch for the keeper to make. As catches go for goalkeepers from set pieces, that is bread and butter. That is bread and butter. And he drops it just like he did against Hull, straight on the foot of an opposition player, and they put it in. I mean, and hear me out. Swansea probably deserved all three, if we're being honest. We were shite. So we were lucky to even be 1-0 up. So the fact they get into it, they might look at us and say, well, we had a penalty, this would probably deserved it. But the goalkeeper is now a hindrance. So, we can't get away from that fact. There is so many occasions now where he's messed it up. And then the final one, I mean, there's a catalogue of errors leading up to it. Joseph touch, Tanaka missed tackle, Strauch through the legs. But again, just like with anything, we can do that with every fucking chance that's ever scored. You go bam, 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 bam. Ultimately, the keeper's the last line of defence. And he should save it. He should save it. When you look at stills and stuff, you can see it's an acute angle. It's at him. And somehow it goes through him. The guy at this point is costing us points. And I said when the manager backed him after Hull or Swansea, Sunderland, you can't really get at Meslier anymore. You have to get at the manager for it. Because he's continuing to play him. If someone is continuously making errors in any job, the line manager, whatever, will go, well, I'm going to get in shit for this, so I'm going to have a word with Jack. I'm going to have a word with Lockie to make sure they don't keep doing it. If they keep doing it, they're hitting the... He's not. Like, I'm not... People are getting frustrated that maybe he's mentioning Tanaka in the post-match. What you've got to remember, folks, and this is just an opinion of mine, some players can hack being dug out, other players can't. And I dare say, if the manager stands in his post-match and goes, yeah, Meslier's a joke, or whatever, it's not going to work. Like, people are getting annoyed that he mentioned Tanaka, but didn't. Look, it's different strokes for different folks. There's man management you have to take into consideration. He probably knows Meslier's on the floor. Everyone in the dressing room wants to fill him in for for an hour or two. And we're seeing it again. But look, the end of the day, it's a real issue that we have, and for me, he's got to drop him. He has to drop him because it's quite funny, man. He saves the penalty. He goes like this to the cop, which you get like, yeah, and I'm like, go on, Mays, and then that, yeah. and
I was watching you, Joe, when. It was just before that he'd made a decent save, didn't it? And you were going on a little speech about how he's playing well.
I called him my man of the match, I went, see, I went, that's man of the match today. He's been unreal. Next chance goal. It's like, oh no. But like Jonathan Brooks says in the comments, Darlow cannot be any worse at this stage. Darlow, who was it? Was it you, Lockie, who said, for a fact the Welsh lads are in a group chat and Darlow's going, lads, why aren't I fucking playing? Do you know what I mean? And there's a Welsh Leeds group chat and they're like, what is going on? But he has to be dropped, man. The only manager that's ever did it was Big Sam. But Big Sam's like old and I'm not advocating that, but call him a dinosaur or whatever, but managers of a certain age or whatever, they would do it, man. They go, listen, he needs taking out. His head's gone. But yeah, he needs to be dropped, man. Meslier has to be dropped.
I weren't bothered with the criticisms, like the Tanaka's. That's like you said, everyone's different. They criticised Tanaka for not scoring enough, and then he's scored like 3 worldies since. So Tanaka can take it, clearly. He's not bothered if he calls him out. He probably likes it. Some players do. I hated it. If he did that to me, I'd just kick off. But some players love it. Some players can act that. But so that doesn't matter. And that's the worry, though, that I think he is the type of person, and everyone's different, that can't really deal well with criticism like that. I think he would struggle. And most would, to be fair. Like they would.
He's already on the floor, isn't he? He's already on the floor, Mez.
And I think that performance epitomised him as a goalkeeper right now in his career, because he did make a good save. He saved the penalty. I think there was another one in there a few minutes before as well that was pretty decent.
Yeah.
But then if you looked at the goals, it's the dropping one I think that's the worst one for me, because even for the Sunderland one, if it bounced dodge or not, we can't tell, but something happened in it, you know what I mean? And then the whole one, pass it down, but it's there, you know what I mean? There's something there. With this one, it's just him and the ball, and and he drops it. And I think you could tell from his reaction and everyone else's reaction, it was like, why? And it is frustrating. My best mate's a goalkeeper. He used to he threw it in his net once or twice, like from throwing. It's hilarious, but it is what it is. That's what they are, and they know more than anyone when they've made a mistake. Trust me, they feel it. Some are not bothered. Some get on with it. Some take it on the chin. Some don't. I do think, I said this before when he made the mistakes, it was in January. I'll say the exact same as Farke's reaction and what he says in the presser doesn't bother me. It's the reaction of the manager and what he does. And it's clear to me right now from this and, well, both for me in recent times, that we need to take him out the firing line. 100%. I think the time before we should have done it, we didn't. All right, he had a few good games, but there's been mistakes. And now there's more mistakes. I don't want him to get criticised every week, Meslier. But he's playing. Like, do you know what I mean? I want him to just take, I said this before, I want him to take time out, just have a rest, sit on the bench, see it from another perspective, let someone else take some of the pressure. He's done stuff for Leeds. You know, I know he's been bad recently, but when he first came, it was good. He did stuff for Leeds. He made good saves in the Prem. He was having a good time in the Prem. One in that first season, we loved him because he did this and that, but it was good. We're talking about a France call-up and stuff like that, linked to PSG and all this stuff. Like, he's done that. He doesn't... It's almost like there's this constant, oh, he needs to prove himself. Just take him out for a bit and put Darlow in. Yeah. I agree. I don't see... Look, Darlow's not the long-term answer for Leeds United, obviously. But I know for Leeds he's not...
But neither's Mez. Neither's Mez at this point, is it?
But for Leeds he's not been great, Darlow. I understand that. But if you speak to any club he's been at, probably not all the fans, because it's always contrast, he's an all right goalkeeper. He's not bad. He's not bad at all.
He had a season in the Prem under Newcastle, a season in the Championship under Newcastle, and did well, man.
Decent at Hull before he came to us as well.
They wanted him back.
If there's no one there and you're looking at the guy behind him and you're thinking, oh yeah, but who's that? Is he any good? I have no idea. But Darlow's all right. A lot of teams in the Championship would take Carl Darlow. So I don't see any reason personally why just leave him out for a little bit. Just leave him out for a little bit. I don't know what you think, Jack or Joe, about this.
I'm interested to get your thoughts, Jack. Where's your head at with him?
I don't know, man. I don't know what can be left to say.
Give me the reaction of the crowd. Was it in front of you? Was it in front of the cop when he drops it? No, was it at the other end?
Other end, yeah. The cop was the penalty save, and the reaction was better than any reaction I've seen for a goal, to be honest. And I must say, I went ballistic. Yeah, it felt like, and I don't want to say it, but it felt like a huge moment. We had a few moments yesterday that I thought, this is it. We've got out of jail with second goal. That was like enormous. Nonto coming straight on, making an impact. Meslier making a massive save, that penalty. Obviously, every penalty. But, and also this narrative that Rodon hates him. It's Rodon that goes over and concedes the penalty, and then Mez pulls it out of bag for him. It's like a bit of redemption for him. Yeah. And then the corner is just like, he actually makes a decent save for the corner.
But that's where I called him my man at match. I was like, he's my man at match.
Really, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no left to be said. I'll get pelters and I don't care. But the second goal, I just think goals go in. So I don't really, it's bad goalkeeping, whatever. But we've not done enough. He's made a few saves. How many saves does he have to make in that game? We didn't do enough, regardless of the second goal. He should save it. I am not trying to defend it. My point is, I'm not even bothered about the catalogue of errors. I think Joseph's horrendous in that role. I don't think Tanaka commits himself enough, but also I don't want to go flying, and he obviously thinks he can win it. These things just happen, but we didn't turn up yesterday. In terms of dropping Mez, I don't know anymore. I would have done. I said it after the Hull game when I was like, please take him out of firing line for his own good. I don't know. I just think, can we not get sorted? Does it come down to Mez dropping a ball from a corner? And yes, I know these things are on a knife edge and games matter. Moments in games obviously matter. But he also did enough to warrant a mistake, really. I don't know. It sounds like a ludicrous defence of him, and it's indefensible, the corner. I think he overthinks him. I think he thinks he's having a good game, and then he thinks there's nobody here, I'm going to catch it. And as soon as you start thinking about stuff like that, you're done for, I think. Anybody else would just think, regardless, if this comes anywhere near me, I'm punching it. Or regardless if it comes anywhere near me, I'm catching it. But I don't think he's making a decision. I just think it's like I think I can catch this. And then he thinks he's got more time, so he's looking around. Because, it's a split second, obviously. It's just...
Sorry, I was just going to say, like, on the punching stuff, he's doing it less, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Why?
Yeah, he's stopped.
I never had a problem with it, ever.
No. That's why they
punch. This is why, yeah. Just get it out. I don't care if there's anyone around him. Punch it out. Like, it's fine by me. I never had a problem with it. And so if he's watching, please do it.
Because they all parry it. It never used to be a thing where they parry it. And now they parry everything. Their keeper yesterday parried everything. There were a few shots that he made it look significantly more difficult than they were parrying it. They don't try catch that anymore. So I don't know why. I don't know. My point is I'm bored of talking about him. Just take him out. Just get, it's just stupid at this point. I don't even mean for Mez. I just mean in terms of the team. I'm so frustrated with all 11 of them. It's too, like, I don't know. Ultimately, that's how you win games. But I just think when we're so significantly better than teams and we're not turning up, it's just not. It's not a good enough excuse that the refs give a poor decision or Meslier's dropped the ball. It's like we should be dominating games. They deserved a point, however they got it like yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they did, mate. And I think we're all in agreement that come Saturday against Luton, he shouldn't be in goal. I think any other, if it's any other position, and I know the goalkeeper is different, but Farke would have dropped him. Would have dropped him if the fullback was making an error, if he'd made as many, if the striker
That's
was
how
missing.
football should be. Yeah.
Yeah. If the striker's
always said
missing
that.
as many chances, if Ampadu's having a shocker that many times, they're getting dropped. And it needs to be done with the goalkeeper at this point, I think, because he's been really, really poor, and it's already turned on him, but yeah. He can't play.
You got to look at situations. There's 7 games to go. I agree with Jad. Save whatever. Yeah, should probably do better. But it's the catch in it. It's the catch for me. There's nothing. No one. He needs to catch that or just kick it out. You know what I mean? Do an overhead kick. Just get it out of there. Don't drop it in front of your feet. Striker,
don't save the penalty and catch the ball. Do you know what I mean? I just want him to do stuff that Sunday league keepers do. I don't really care if he pulls one out of top bin or whatever. Just be decent.
Yeah. Catch it, dive on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's 1 minute. He catches it, he dives on it, and he's done that this season. You know, when he lies on it for a bit. Perfect. We win that game. So it's we were bad though. We can't deny that. We were
definitely.
There's a lot of issues with this team at the moment.
There is, and it's even more frustrating because we watched Sheffield United absolutely batter Coventry. Burnley do their business. I think they were well dominant. I've not seen the game at all, but I know they won 1-0, but they were pretty dominant. We are still second. We're 2 points adrift of Sheffield United on the same now as Burnley. It has to be faultless now, really. We can't afford to drop any points because we know that Burnley are on arguably the form of all of us. Where I think I'd seen since we beat Sheffield United, them 2 teams have picked up 13 and we've picked up 6 points, I think. So is there a case that it's happening again? It's the same time of the season. Is it something to do with the methods leading up to this point? Is it a mentality thing? Because I can't lie to you. You know, Jack, we spoke about it. I agreed with the manager. We win every home game and we'll be all right. And we drop points at home against Swansea. And no disrespect to Swansea, they're not good, man. They're not good. They don't have a great record against Leeds. I'd watched Burnley beat them last week, I think, was it, or before international break. They're not good. We should be dominating them. So what needs to change? What do we do? Because I mean, the manager, fair fucks to him, coming out and saying 100% we're going up because he's putting his head on the chopping block with that. It's a bold move. I've seen some say maybe it's cracks showing. Get into him because normally he's quite pragmatic, isn't he, with everything that he says. But for him to come out yesterday and be like, nah, 100% we're playing Premier League football next season, it's pretty like, whoa. But are you nervous, Jack? I'm nervous now. I can't lie. I shitting myself after we dropped points at home.
I still think I think we've got time to sort it. That's my only.
Still in our hands, innit? Still in our hands.
Time. You know, there's a week now to get it sorted, and ultimately, a lot of people have taken a win yesterday and then a draw at Luton. So ultimately, if we go win Luton, we're in the same position, aren't we? Yeah. That we would have been had we won yesterday. I wanted 6 points, like I'm sure everybody does from every game. Well, no, you want 3 points from every game, not 6, but out of 2 games. I don't know what anybody wanted Farke to say. This he's cracked. It's like, oh well, if he don't say that, he goes, he's naive, and he don't. You know what is it? It's like he knows. I mean, I sent you a voice message yesterday, Joe, because initially I saw the headline and I thought, whoa, that is a mental thing to say. You know, 100%. Then I just think, no, like he's sacked if not. So what do you want him to say? Oh yeah, I think we're having a wobble. I don't really know what's wrong with them all. I've done. You know what I mean? He just goes, no, we're 100%. He's basically saying, I'm going to sort this. We're going to go up. But it don't matter what he's going to say. That's why I just sometimes think, don't say anything even remote. I don't know how that's ended up being controversial.
That's why Bielsa never does fucking presses.
No, and he's right not to. A manager comes out and says, I promise you that we're going up. And everybody goes, "Oh, how can he say that?" Like, he can say that because he's promising us that we go. And if we don't go up, he's gone. So go for it, Farke. Say what you're going to say and mean it, and go get it done. And I still think we can get. I still think we'll get it done. It needs sorting, and Lockie will know significantly more in detail what needs sorting, because I know that is just a ridiculous thing to say that it needs sorting. But it does just need sorting. It's not open heart surgery needed or all. Just get on the games, get up for the games. Let's go. What's happened? It's just there's not the 100% into games anymore. We're not flying around, and I don't know what's happening. Literally,
Jackson, he's done. He's done.
no, it's like, I don't think it's that complex. I don't know what you want Farke to do. I'm not on about you boys. I'm just on about in general. What's he to do? Get on the pitch, boys, and go and play properly. Go get hold of the game. Go get the game back, scruff at neck a bit. All of you. Do you know what I mean? All together as a unit. All be at it. Don't be looking elsewhere for somebody else to pull it out of the bag. Don't be waiting on other people. Don't be allowing mistakes and stuff. I just think just for 45 minutes, that's all we were doing at the start of the season. Just a top quality 45 minutes, totally control games, kill games off, make the other team totally think we're not getting into this. And then you're done. We only need that.
Lockie, what does need to change for you? Because now, for me, Willie Gnonto has to start the next game, regardless of where you put him, because he's come on now and he's impacted the game twice over. If he plays in the 10, I don't care anymore. If he plays out wide, because I thought James was poor again, he plays out wide. That's something that needs to change. I don't think Ramazani and Joseph did anything really. Ramazani did one good thing and then decided to keep hold of it and get himself, lose the ball. But again, you could argue that they're not getting enough minutes. And I know, look, but we're talking about Ampadu having match sharpness. Do they have that same match sharpness when they're not getting enough minutes? I think it's fair to just put all these things out there. But what do we change moving forward? Apart from the goalkeeper, obviously, I think we'd all agree we'd like to see a change there.
You want confidence. You need confident players, Joe, to be honest. I think this part of the season is vastly different to any other because it's literally the end of it. It's right at the end now. Every team's better. Every team's playing for something and a purpose. And you've got to look at we're playing for the Premier League. There's nothing more bigger in this country than when you're not a Premier League team. You're playing for the Premier League, and everyone at the club needs to realise that. All them players need to realise that. And I'm glad you mentioned Gnonto, because for the frustrating player he has been this season, we mentioned it in our ratings video, you're right. In the last 2 games, he's shown me that he wants to go to the Premier League. That's what I've seen. He's confident. His celebration was mint. Do you know what I mean? He looks like a player who wants this opportunity, and I agree. I honestly don't care right now which winger he drops. I think Gnonto has to play.
Solomon's been poor as well, as people are rightly letting me know in the chat as well.
Give him a rest.
Give
him a rest. Why not? Give either of them a rest. Ramazani, I've not seen him do the things Gnonto's doing. Ramazani's played over Gnonto a few months ago before. Gnonto would get the last 5 minutes. Ramazani get the 20. They've switched now. I've seen more from Gnonto. He has to come in 100%. He looks confident. And with 7 games to go, we need him playing like he has been in his little cameos because he looks really good. So that's one thing I'd change. Yeah, again, confidence, the goalkeeper. The rest of it, they've got to just get... They've got to grab the bollocks and get on with it. It's football, man. Like, I know Farke mentioned about the little rest they're going to have, and people are different, teams are different, that's fine. At the end of the day, the Luton game's still going to be there on the same day in front of the crowd, same team, nothing's going to change. So if you have rest or time off, just know that date's coming and you need to be up for it. However, we get into that mindset, that mode, because we're not even remotely competitive in areas in these games. We look lost. We need to find our purpose again in this league, and we need to find what got us to where we are. Everyone was saying it a month ago. We're by far the best team in the league, flying, taking teams apart. What's happened to that team? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Every individual looks a shadow of what they were. And how do you do that, Joe? Look, if everyone knew the answers, every team would be unbelievably good, wouldn't they? This is it. This is sport. This is football. Every individual, including the manager, the coaching staff, the team, the players, they need to look at themselves have a little chat with each other, or take some time off, speak to the families, and just say, who are we? Where do we want to get? What's our goal, and how much do we want it? It's as simple as that, honestly. And then you get back together at training. Training need a good week of training. They need to be on it. It needs to be intense. It needs to be competitive, and that's all you can do, mate. And then on the pitch, they've got to go do the business. To be honest, that's honestly, mate. There's not really an answer of why is everyone would be great all the time. It's how do you stop what's happening and go back to what you were already doing? How do you get to that? That's a little bit, because we know they're good enough.
I think there's a case as well. And Kershaw mentioned it in the comments again. I don't think we've helped ourselves with the January window. I still think because apart from changing the wingers, I don't know what else we can do. So I have no faith in Matteo. Bamford's not fit. What can we do?
Boba's not back yet.
Boba's not back. We can't do anything.
Said in January, I don't like to be the guy I said so, but I just didn't see a downside in. You talk about squad harmony and all that stuff. That's fantastic, but we need a bit of that now. Maybe a new signing that's come in without the 30 games previous has got that bit of energy to them and can bring the squad back up. You know what I mean? I'm watching that game yesterday. I was texting, I think you and Andrea in the chat. I said, Archer in this game flies. Just that little bit up front, that little bit connective, that little bit of running, be quality. But we didn't go for him. It was
really interesting hearing Dan Moylan as well on the square ball, actually, like properly going in, weren't it, on the recruitment and lack of.
That's it. The players we got are really good. It's a decision. Who made that decision to not sign anyone is a problem. Because recruitment, the players we've got, the recruitment team have done an unbelievable job, like mint job.
Yeah.
But the players look tired. They look like they need a bit of energy. There's one big difference between Burnley before January and after. They play very similar. Watched them, but they've got a very good player now. We played in the Champions League last year and got goals and assists in the Champions League. They just brought someone in with quality, and players look at that guy and go, "Oh, he's mint. I want to be like him. I'm going to up my level." That's what they've done. They don't look much different. They don't look quicker. They look very similar. They're playing the same style. Yeah. They've just got a bit more quality in the final third. And it made zero sense.
It's the same at Sheffield United, right? Start of the season, they had that Andre Brooks playing on the right. I thought he was great. I was really impressed with him. Now, he's lucky if he gets 5 minutes. He came on the other night on Friday for 5 minutes because they went and got Diaz. You got Tom Cannon coming on, who can't get a game. I'm not saying we should have signed him, but they're paying 10 million for him. He can't get on because Tyrese Campbell has now upped his level, another level. You've got Ryan Brewster, who's now having to play in the 10, now scoring goals because, again, competitions come in and people have moved up levels. You know, him, O'Hare, they've got option. O'Hare doesn't start anymore. O'Hare doesn't start. Brewster's been starting in the 10. We have 1 10. And you could argue, is he an out-and-out 10? I don't know. So we have 1 10. We have the only position we have decent rotation is the wingers, and the manager is allergic to changing them. So I think, you know, if I'd love to know at the end of the season, whatever happened, whose fucking decision this was. To again, and again, this is where I come back to it being the same exact stinking regime that we had under Radrizzani. They are, and I'll always say they had fucking fingers in the pie then, because at the end of the day, we're seeing the exact same January after January after January where we don't do anything. We never do enough. We see other clubs going out and doing it. We've done note for 2 Januaries. And we seen last January what it did to us. So I just didn't think they would do it again. Now, if it's for the manager, and hear me, please hear me, folks. It's not excuses for the manager. They're all culpable. It is not an excuse for the manager. But it is also, as Lockie's just pointed out, and I've just pointed out to you, with Sheffield United, Chris Wilder came out and said, we need 6 players. I want 6 players. He put it on. Our manager's gone, we need a 10, we need a 10. We don't get a 10. We don't get a 10. And I don't agree that the squad, look, on an individual basis and the team, it's great. It's great. But there's still not enough there. Because we only have 110. We're having this conversation. We have 110. It's not enough.
This is the frustration with the excuses thing. There's a lot of things you can talk about excuses. Not getting a manager, a player he's literally asked for since Jorginho Rutter left. In every press conference he's asked about it, he has said we could do with a different profile. Every single one. And even in two of the pressers in that time, he's even explained what type of player we're missing. There was zero excuses from the board to bring him a player that the manager they employed is asking for, having lost a £40 million Jorginho Rutter, who was absolutely vital for Leeds United last season. Actually, there was links. There was so many players. And then end of January, clearly, we wanted a striker because we knew Patrick Bamford weren't fit. We didn't get him one. Why didn't we get Archer? What reason was that?
Yeah, man, crazy. We even got offered Armstrong. We should have took him. Why not? He'd have come on yesterday and scored. I'm telling you now. Yeah. Armstrong's a goal scorer. Instead, we're looking to fucking Matteo. And no disrespect to him, he just runs about.
Smallest squad in the league, Joe, still. I kept saying this.
Crazy, innit?
They look tired, don't they? We've got the smallest squad in the league. And I agree, we should rotate a few more players. But the fact that, and we knew we had this international break. We knew 12 players would be going on it. We knew they'd come back tired because of that. The smallest squad in the league has always been a problem for me. 20, I think it's 20, was it what, 20? I think it's 25, 6 fit players. Like, when I say fit, I mean, one of them were Bamford, Voba, who were not fit. So you're looking at 21, 22 fit players. That's Burnley. I think Burnley have like 30 odd. I think Sheffield United have like 29, 30 who lost half their players in the summer as well. It's
I just want But Thomas, we've got 2.
We have as much as them. Yeah.
As much as them. This is the point. So you say, look at their centre-backs. They've got Jack Robinson and Ahmed Hodzic. They did have Suter, but Suter got injured. We've got 2. So there's no difference. And they still have all the options everywhere else. And again, look, folks, this isn't me trying to give the manager a get-out-of-jail-free card. The manager, if we don't go up, deserves to be sacked. The manager is culpable for a lot of things that are happening at the minute. Continuing to play the goalkeeper, lack of rotation, you could argue, meaning the lads that are coming in are not match sharp. Playing Ampadu was a car crash. He wasn't ready. You had a fully fit Gruev there, for example, that he could have played. Is the manager also part of the reason why players didn't come in? Potentially. We don't know, do we? We don't know.
Can I just say as well, Joe, I've been working in this. When people say excuses, so if I'm told, and this isn't the recruitment team in Leeds' case, I think it's the owners deciding we're not going to spend that money, right? But say it was, right? Say Farke's going, I'm asking for players, but they're not giving me any good players. They're not showing me any. Whose fault's that? That's the team you pay to recruit players. That's me. That'd be me, right? Say, for example, I'm working doing it. Yeah, I can't find any players. The manager says, look harder. There's players out there. That's your job. So if people want to say Farke's culpable for this, someone else is culpable for not finding a player for him or letting him sign a player he wants in a position he's asked for months and months and months. Everyone's culpable. That's the point. Yeah. This one, for the manager asking fairly for a player having sold Rutter that fits his system, that can be an option in the 10, whose fault is that? That's not the manager's. There's a lot of things you can blame Farke on if you want. That's absolutely fine. But this isn't one of them. That's not an excuse. Everyone needs to do the job. And I think the ownership said, we'll be all right. We'll work what you got. So, I don't know.
Yeah. Just looking ahead, Jack, Luton away is going to be tough. It's an early kickoff. My worry is we're going to see the exact same fucking lineup, and I don't think we can afford to. I think something needs to change. It needs to have an injection of something. We can't continue to put out the same 11. Because you talk about that fight and all that, maybe losing your place ups that, doesn't it? If you're Dan James and you don't start, if you're Solomon, you don't start, you're coming on with a point to prove. I think Aronson showed like he had a bit of a point to prove when he scores that goal, and he worked great after that. I'm not trying to do that, but my point is we need to do something. Is it a case of, You know, Nonto for me has to start now. I'll be gutted. I'll be frustrated and annoyed if Nonto hasn't now said to the manager, "You've got to fucking play me now," because that's 2 games he's come on and he's affected it. So he has to start. Hopefully, Ampadu. I think Ampadu will be better for another week. So I don't see why we couldn't potentially play Tanaka and Ampadu in midfield, which is defensively sound away from home, and then play Nonto in the 10, because then you've got that protection of Ampadu and Tanaka potentially. And could you start Ramazani on the left and give Solomon a rest, Jack? I don't know, but something needs to change, because it's too... If you put out the same 11 again and they go on, if we concede, I just see it being, oh my God, it's Groundhog Day, it's happening again, you know, something needs to change.
My worry is, like, you look round the side, even the starting 11, and then onto the bench, and like at times like this, when it really is like, you know, shit, I'll get off the pot. It's like, who can you actually hang your hat on? If you're honest, and I don't want to try call Ramazani out, and everybody will just say it's minutes and all this stuff. I'll come up with, everybody's happy to give Ramazani 150 excuses why he don't perform when he comes off at bench, but players that start games are not allowed a single excuse, which is fine, whatever. But can you hang your hat on him? Because he came on yesterday to me, and I just thought, what's this then? And I'm so up for him. I loved him. I still do. Like, I want him to, and I think he's got plenty of potential or whatever. But does he want it big style? And I don't know. I've no idea. He may very well do. But he seemed a little bit like, you know, a bit of note. At least with Nonto, he's got a bit of both. Nonto's got the quality on the ball, and he does put himself about. He'll get stuck in, and he get, you know, his little lad, and he gets shoulders out, and he puts it, you know, he's a bit horrible to play against as well. He's Nonto. He's bustly, and I don't know. You know, in games like this when it really matters, do we want players that look sensational on ball like Ramazani, or do we want players like James and Nonto that, to be honest, and I'm not calling Solomon out, but he has been poor. And the thing is, he's not. I want players that are going to get at the side all the time, and that's why I'd be reluctant to drop James as well. I'd personally go Solomon for Nonto, because I think Nonto gets on. We needed yesterday. There were a couple of opportunities for Solomon to do it, push it down line and get us out at way. And I know he's excellent on the ball, but he cuts back a lot, and that's fine on the edge of the box. But when we're up against it, you need your wingers that he's rapid. He's got plenty of pace about him. Just push it down line, and if you can't beat the right back for pace, don't worry about it. Do you know what I mean? We might get a throw, he might have to go back to their keeper or whatever, but we were playing himself into trouble constantly. That's why we ended up going all the way down to the side, and then Rodon was just lumping it forward for James to chase. At least James he did it a couple of times yesterday. There's 10 yards for him, and he'll just open his. I know that's his game, and that's not Solomon's, but I just think Nonto will add that injection of stuff where you just think at least he's bold. Do you know what I mean? I think we really need some bold players now. We don't need Ramazani dropping megs on players and then losing ball at centre at pitch. You just don't need it. Looks fabulous when you're 3-0 up and you're coming off at bench. Because in all honesty, Ramazani did have that when he was in that patch. He was coming off at bench when we were flying. Yeah. It's like, can you hang your hat on him? I don't think you can. I'd be up, to be fair with what you said, Joe. If he wants to put Nonto in 10, let's go for it. I don't think that's a radical change, because then we're going Ampadu and Tanaka, or even Gruev and Tanaka. There's enough stability in the centre there against, let's have it right, a really poor Luton side. I don't care about the form. I don't care what the other teams are doing. I want us to sort ourselves out. This is completely in our hands. Pick your nads up. Let's have it. Be bold. Go get to the Prem. It's the, like Lockie said, that's the prize. That's enough. You know, we don't need to worry about what, you know, and I know you boys, you're right in January. We've not done enough. We didn't do anything, but that's not what it's about right now. I know you boys aren't saying that. I just want to make the point.
Oh, yeah.
There's 7 games left. Stop it. I know I'm not on about you boys. I just mean in general, like, where football's really easy in times like this. I honestly think it is. You need big blokes, like proper decent men, to actually just go out and go win some football games or eke over the line. Just get over the line. We don't need to be brilliant now. We don't need to be what we were 6 months ago when we were battering sides, or 3 months ago, whatever it was. We don't need to be that good. We just need to win games. I don't think it's that against opposition that really can't lace us boots. So we are far superior to every single team that we're going to play to end the season now. It's just yesterday's just not good enough. Full stop.
Yeah, I agree. Burnley, an example. They're not brilliant, but they know. We all know, everyone in this chat, everyone everywhere knows when they go 1-0 up, they're winning the game. That's the mentality that they've got. They know when they go 1-0 up, the game is won. That's mint, that, isn't it? That's quality. They know we can't relax, and it's probably more in our Leeds United fans' heads because it's what we like. We can't relax until it's 3-0. Do you know what I mean? Because there's always that, oh, but what if we did what we did last year, which we're seeing signs of this season? You know, when we go 1-0 up or we go 2-1 up, right, calm. I'm not calm. And I look at Burnley, I see Burnley go 1-0 up, and I just know they've won that now. Could be in the 10th minute.
100%.
They've won the game, haven't they? That's what they've got there. That's their identity. And like Jack said, they don't have to be brilliant. You could just get a goal, and then that's it. Even yesterday, if we'd have won 2-1, I don't care. Mint, we've seen it out. We've done it. On to the next 7 to go. 3 points closer. That's what this is. We don't need to go to training and create loads of amazing passing patterns and do something. We just need to go to training, and it needs to be. This is the most important thing now for me. When they're at training now, it's got to be intense. You know, as in everyone's got to be fully on it. Everyone's got to be part of the battle. It's got to be big because this is what it needs now. Playing amazing football ain't going to win us the league. And it's this. This is going to win us the league, the brain, the mind. That's what we're going to win the league with now if we win it. If we don't, it'll be because of that. Football's got us where we are. Now, it don't matter to me. We've got to win. We've got to win the battles. We've got to win every fight.
Celebrating winning tackles and celebrating corners.
Absolutely,
and
man.
like, you know, when
Now's
you look
the time
at
for it, yeah.
Newcastle against Liverpool in final, celebrating everything that they did. It's like 110%, put it all on line, risk injury, risk everything, you know, like you don't have anything else to worry about. Just these 7 games, you know what I mean? Or not even 7 games, the next game. I'm actually, to be honest, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but a couple of away games I'm up for, because this is what I'm on about. It shows some character. 2 away games on bounce now. I can't believe I'm wanting the away games, but Ellen Road were no good yesterday. That is not good. We're straight onto them. We were 1-0 up for a large part of the game, and it didn't feel like we were. It felt like we were 2-0 down, like all the world was collapsing, which doesn't help. But, you know, again, that's not an excuse of the players. I'd rather us just be a little bit, we need to settle down as well. We're good enough to go up, and this is getting silly. That's literally how I feel about it. I think this is getting daft. Just sort it out.
You know what, Jack, as well? Like, and I'll say this on here, so hold me to it. If we go to Luton next game, we go to Luton and we play bad, but we showed the heart design, we defend, and they could have 4 or 5 chances, but we deal with them, we defend them, we make big tackles. And then it's one of them at the end where the players go to the fans at the end and they're all screaming. I'll absolutely love that. You know, I'm not going to complain if we don't play well against Luton. I just want us to beat them because it's going to be tough. And if they're not up for this game, I know they're a bad team. They're not great at all. But you know for a fact the crowd will be ready for this one, 100%. Can our players deal with that?
It's the matching of them, Lockie. That's what I'm saying. If they're not, they are not as good as us. So just match them at what they're good at, and then our quality will be enough. We will get a couple of chances, and we will, you know, that's all we need to do. We didn't match Swansea yesterday. It looked like 2 teams that were 10th and 12th in league. That's what it looked like, and it were a decent game, if you know what I mean. In terms, it wasn't. It was horrible to watch, but in terms of just like a bit of a nothing game where 2 teams are sort of both in the mix for it. You didn't think Leeds United were everything online. I don't, like you've said, Lockie, I don't care if we don't play well now. It's not important. No. But to not match Swansea at Ellen Road when you've got 8 games to go to play the best league in the world, are you mad?
Yeah,
it's mad, isn't it? Yeah.
You know, my dad said to me, Jack, Joe. My dad said to me once, he said, "Take it personal." That guy opposite you, whether it's a fullback or winger, he thinks he's better than you. He wants to embarrass you. Take it personal. And that's where you've got individual UV in. So that's what you mean when Solomon's on the ball. Just destroy your fullback. Do him in. You're way better than him. That's what you've got to be. In the midfield, Ampadu, whoever it is, Gruev, smash him. He wants to get past you. He wants to beat you. Don't let him. You know, who are you? What club do you represent? And what's the goal? That's it. And then go out there, do your thing. Like, Nonto should destroy all these players. Shouldn't get near him. Do you know what I mean? Joel Perot as well. He scored 20 plus goals in this league almost every season. Do you know what I mean? Tanaka, Ampadu, even half Ampadu, whoever he is, he's still good enough. Strauch at the back. Don't lose a single battle. Don't let that guy turn you. Do you know Do you know what I mean? It's, it's like Beckford. What shirt are you wearing? Who are you? Who are you as a person? I'm getting quite philosophical. I apologize, but
No,
that's what it is. True. That's football now. It's not about the talent now. It's about you're not better than me, and I'm going to prove that, and I want to get to the Prem.
And my talent will show. I just have to match it. I just have to give 110%, and my 110% is a lot better than yours.
Exactly.
And that's the talent that we need now. Like you say, I just can't believe Solomon doesn't. I don't know whether he's like looking after himself a little bit. I don't want to sound ridiculous, but whether he's 100% fit in his mind. I know that sounds, but it seems to me that he's lost a little bit of his backing himself.
Not played this much in years, has he?
No, that's what I mean.
But that's on the manager now, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know whether it's in his head a bit, because I know what it's like, being made of biscuits, because I am, and I do know when no, but I mean it. If I've played a few games, I think, I need to get rid of this ball as quickly as it comes to me, because I ain't got it. I can't do it. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that about Solomon. He's a bit better at football than me, but but it still stands. If the right backs bang up for it and he don't feel 100% at it.
Well,
this is it.
There are a few questions. Obviously, these question marks over the manager and stuff, and I think there might be some wild people that say he needs to go or whatever. Ultimately, not only for Leeds' promotion, it's the manager's job's on the line now with these 7 games. He knows if he doesn't go up, he gets sacked. That's it. There is no let's sack. He's got 7 games. We're not going to lose all 7, are we? We're going to be in. It's probably going to go to the end there, which I didn't think it would, and so he has 7 games. He has 7 games to get Leeds back to the Premier League.
That was the job. The first, what's it called? Press conference when he came to the club. The first one, 2 years. Yep. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Should have been last year. It weren't. All right, we'll give you this year. This is the year now. This is what he said. He put it down.
And now he's 100%. He said 100% we're playing Premier League football next season.
He knows.
He said that.
He knows. In every presser, he said it's a 2-year thing. He just said play Premier League football. This is now. Yeah. He knows what the job is and he knows what he's got to do.
But 100%. And that's it. That's it, innit? Look, this weekend then. So Sheffield United are away at Oxford. We're away at Luton, and Burnley are away at Coventry. It's difficult. I think Burnley play Coventry at the same time as us, so hopefully Coventry at home. I know they dropped the ball against Sheffield United, but they're a different team at home. Just have to hope they score first, because if Burnley get the first, I think it's curtains. But yeah, we've got to do something against Luton, and then hope. We are relying on Sheffield United dropping points now.
100%.
They will waver. They've been on a very good run. Love hearing about how mint they are at football, Burnley and Sheffield, but they will waver. So we just need to. I don't care that it don't matter. If we cannot beat Luton, we do not deserve to go up. It's end of story. Yeah. Regardless whether Coventry turn up against Burnley, whatever happens, we're still second in league. We've got 7 games to go, try and accumulate as many points as possible. And if we do that, it doesn't matter what they do. So if we have to beat Luton, in what world do we not beat Luton? And it's a world where we don't go up in automatics. I'm being serious, though. It's over. If we don't beat Luton, it's over. We're not going up in automatics.
Exactly. We play Luton any time in season, but the last kind of period of season, we batter them 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We play anyone in this league all the way throughout the season, bar maybe the period we're in now, we batter them. Because that's what we are. That's what we've got to be. That's what we've got to be. We don't even have to be that good. We just have to want it. And I'm saying people see the players don't care. I don't think that's true at all. No. It's trying to find what they need to find to be better than not. It's experience as well, being in this position. A lot of these did this last year. They know what it feels like. They don't want to feel that again. This is why I want Nonto in there now. Difference between him and Ramazani. Nonto went through this last year. And maybe you don't want to feel that feeling again and he wants to get out of this terrible league like we all do. So that's why I'd 100% start him.
Same. I think he needs to start. We're just going to finish up with a couple of super chats. Kershaw says 1 win in 5 for us, 4 wins in 5 for the other 2 teams. Hard to argue that we're not third favourite for automatic promotion right now. I think while we're still in second, we're still there. But if
and that can soon change. That's my point.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If we drop points at the weekend, we'll probably be in third. And
then we deserve to be in third. So
yeah, exactly. No, I agree. it's not looking great. Abdul Rahman Al Khalifi, greetings all, Joe. I can predict now after listening to Farke after the game that he will drop Meslier. Darlow is in against Luton. We were bad yesterday, even had we won. Eid Mubarak. Yeah.
I agree. I know people.
Yeah, they deserved at
really.
minimum a draw, didn't they? Swansea, if we're being honest. So
yeah,
That were as bad as I've seen them all season at home.
really bad, wasn't it?
Mad, isn't it? It's mad. I don't know how we can do this after
weird performance, man.
After playing Sunderland and Sheffield United, but it's similar. We beat Leicester and then both last season.
But even when Tanaka came on, I love him. He was bad.
Yeah.
He looked obviously, he's obviously been
that
across world, hasn't he? But he looked bad.
That's my worry, Lockie. I feel like everybody's looking around a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like just looking at each other rather than all being like you've just said, the individual against the other individual. And then as a team, if we all win our battles, it's just obvious stuff. But I feel like when you start hiding a little bit and looking around, it sets like concrete that. And then everybody's legs get heavy. This idea that, because I know everybody's saying that he's played, run them into ground and stuff. We've not really expended that much energy in a lot of games. We've been really good managing games, haven't we? Because everyone about Burnley going 1-0 up until 5 games ago, when we went 1-0 up, we never got beaten either. So, this is a new phenomenon that's happening. There's something setting in and it just needs shaking off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And playing 23rd in league, whether they're playing for points or whatever, I don't care. If they're 23rd in league and you're pushing for promotion, you've got to be better than them, aren't you? 23rd. I don't care if they've got something to play for.
Yeah. So have we.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah.
We've got a lot to fucking play for, haven't we?
Absolutely, mate.
Premier League,
so do they, to be fair. They could go from Premier League to League One in 2 seasons.
True. Right.
Sorry, Joe.
Go on, mate.
But you should be able to put them in their place. They lose lots of football games. So you should be able to turn up for half an hour and they think, oh, we're good at losing games. And they should set into their rot rather than thinking, hey, we've got a chance here, fellas. I don't know how that's happening to us. Do you know what I mean? Shut it down. Stop it.
Yeah. They're going to be so, like, regardless of if they turn up on it. If we go to that game and for the first 20 minutes we absolutely batter them, they will not get back into it.
That's what
the crowd will be quieter, we'll be dominating, they'll be knackered. Like, that's what we've got to do, man. We did it for the first minute yesterday, but then we stopped. Don't stop. Keep doing it. You're quite good at this football when you keep doing it.
I know, 30 seconds, man. I was like,
First minute. We nearly scored another as well, didn't we, when we were still doing celebrations? And,
Yeah, hopefully, I think changes are needed, and then I think we might have a bit of a boost, and that might come with the for the team as well, seeing some different heads in there alongside them on the pitch. And if not, and he goes with the same, I'll be, thinking, well, he's not learned and we're fucked. We'll wait and see. But got to keep the faith, people. I know it's hard for you to now do that, but there'll be plenty of people out there that you can chill in that mire with. We're going to always try and lift it, because that's what we have to do as fans, right? We have to try and lift it and live in hope, and because that's all we've got, man. That's all we've got. So let's hope that Farke gets it right and the players get it right on the pitch, and we can get back to the Premier League, man. We need it. Anyway, smash a like on the video. Make sure you go check out Jack City and Lockie Leeds. There'll be content this week as per, because obviously there's games this Saturday, so we will we'll watch it. So thanks for what I'm chatting shit. I'm just chatting shit now. Cheers, Jonathan, man. Cheers, bro. Right. We'll see you in a bit, man. Bye-bye. Yo, just one sec. More Miko. No one's having a go at Solomon. I know you've come on and put a lot in the chat tonight, mate. No one's having a go at making him a random victim or whatever. I think you're looking at it wrong, mate. We're just saying he's not been great last few weeks. I don't think we've hardly spoken on Solomon, to be honest.
Defended him more than most.
Yeah.
We were discussing making a change.
Yeah. Not saying
if you're going to make a change, you have to talk about the change. I can't just say Solomon. Solomon's been one of my favourite players all season. So
yeah, I don't know where
if you're going to make a change, that would be my change. I don't. Sorry.
Jamie says we're fucked, Joe. Good night. Yeah. Good night, man. Let's hope we're not, man. Let's hope we're not. Anyway, peace out, folks. Have a good one.